What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to break down the new project from Toro Y Moi called Outer Peace. If you're not familiar with Toro Y Moi, he's an artist who's coming out of South Carolina, and one of the things I really like about him is that he's been known to mix his music up. Whether you want to talk about the 80s vibes he had on his last project, Boo Boo, the more dance electronic stuff he had on projects like Anything in Return, and even on the album What For, he came with a sort of psychedelic rock slash indie rock sound. He's always out there trying new things and experimenting, and even though I don't love everything that he's done, I do look forward to checking his projects just to see what direction his music is going to go in. So with this one right here, you are getting a wide variety of sounds once again, those dance and electronic elements, funk elements, groove elements, and even a little bit of cloud rap. So it doesn't stay overly cohesive from beginning to end, but I do think the production throughout is pretty dope. In particular, I love the warbling synths and groovy-ass bass lines on songs like Fading, Laws of the Universe, and Ordinary Pleasure. Now, Ordinary Pleasure also comes through with some of the album's best songwriting, and one of the themes you'll pick up on this is Toro just trying to find his way as he gets older and as everything around him keeps changing. These ideas are ones that I can definitely relate to as someone who's getting up there in age, because as he says on Ordinary Pleasure, does sex even sell anymore? I feel like I've seen it all, or maybe I'm just old, or maybe I'm just bored. This is just so damn relatable to me, especially when it comes to music, because the older I get and the more I review music, I find that it becomes less and less that I love projects and hear things that are very new and unique. That's why sometimes I think I might come across as a harsh reviewer, but that's not just with music, it's just with everything in life. Even when I'm on Netflix trying to find a movie to watch, I'm really on there for like 2 hours scrolling through, adding a couple things to my list, then the next thing I know I'm not watching anything because I feel like I've seen it all and I gotta be really invested in something in order to give my time to it. So I appreciate what he's saying there because he's kind of speaking on how we have everything at our fingertips and yet sometimes we're still unable to be satisfied. Not just for people who are a bit older like myself, but even if you're younger, you know what it's like. There's so much available to you at all times. So, some of the mystery is sucked away because you can just learn about everything very quickly. Not really a bad thing, but it certainly has its faults. Even on the single Freelance, he says that he can't tell if he's hip or getting old, and this is something else I can relate to because I'm up to date on music, but my back hurts and I'm tired of these damn kids, so I get what that's like to kind of be stuck in the middle. And, I just really like how he does tie some of these themes in here. This project doesn't get as deep as some of his past work. We know on Boo Boo he was working through some relationship issues, so that one did have a bit more depth to it, but there are these little tidbits here and there to work with, so some of the songwriting was pretty cool. But one of the things that I got to bring up, and it does come up on the song Freelance, is one of the issues I had with his last project as well, and that is Toro's insistence on using heavy vocal effects. Whenever I talk about Toro, I always bring up how I like his regular voice. I think he has a very unique sound. Not to say that he has this amazing voice that's hitting crazy notes and stuff like that, but you know it's him when you hear him. I just prefer that to when he puts this robotic shit on, because then it makes him sound like so many other people out there. There are even some instances on this album where he low-key sounds like Nav, and he's really just making that generic cloud rap. I'm talking about tracks like New House, 50/50, and Monte Carlo. So the second half of this album did take a little bit of a dive for me, but sometimes those vocal effects do work. For example, I could say the song Who Am I comes together nicely, and it actually sounds like something that would have been on a Streets of Rage soundtrack. Just has those fun dance and electronic elements, but god damn it, man, I wish Toro would just sing for like the whole album. That would have made a big difference for me. That would have made me like it a lot better if he was singing without those effects, because I think singing just has more emotion and more personality in it. It brings out more charisma. It brings out your uniqueness. And for just an example of that, you can check the song as I scroll down here. The song is called Miss Me, and it features this girl named Abra who has amazing vocals, man. Very chilling vocal performance here, and it fits nicely with the haunting production. So that just kind of backs up what I'm saying about how having good vocals or your unique sound can really stick out rather than just doing robotic shit. But even still, the production on some of those tracks that I didn't like because of the vocal effects is still very strong. It's just the beats that really does a lot of work here in my opinion, but I would still give this one a 3.5 out of 5. A very light one. This is certainly better than a 3, but I wouldn't go with a 4 here because of the stuff that I talked about, man. Some of those vocal effects weren't doing it for me, but I love the production here. There are some glimpses of good songwriting and themes and concepts, so I think it's worth checking it out, man. If you're a Toro Y Moi fan, I think you'll like this. You know what a lot of his projects are like. You always get a couple of songs, even if you don't love the whole thing, but this is worth your time, and it's nice to hear a project that I could finally review this year, man, because shit has been going so slow. We do have Future, who just came out, so I gotta listen through some of that and figure it out. We'll see how that goes. But there we have it, man. One of the first reviews of the year. I did have an indie review earlier, but we are starting to get some releases now, so we'll see how things go. And you guys let me know in the comments section how you feel about this one, and maybe how you feel about some of Toro's other work. And do you agree with me about his vocals, or do you like when he does that auto-tune? I always want to know. Shaking the table here, literally and figuratively maybe, with my reviews, but we're going to keep it moving. Thank you for watching this. Make sure you do all the good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you once more, and I will see you next time.